if y'all would come down here to the front pew for just a moment. I made mention of this particular illustration several weeks ago. Do Winston and Rocky have any idea that they're about to have a new sister? They're really going to be freaked out, aren't they?
No, Annabelle knows something.
Annabelle, something fishy is going on around here.
In Harper's Spring all the time.
I found a little video of a little girl last night. Her mother told her that the baby was moving about. And the little girl, she's younger than Ager, came running up there to her mom's tummy. They didn't used to talk like that around children or in church. I've got in trouble for talking like that in church. It's a different day and age. They were telling little Bobby that he was going to have a little brother or sister and showing his mommy. So he was at school and the teacher said, "Bobby, I heard that you were going to have a little brother or sister." He said, yeah, well, we were, but Mommy ate it. Just putting two and two together. Danny led us in singing the song, "Tell Me the Story of Jesus." Now, Jesus told us, the reason we believe this is not because we're prideful or arrogant or exclusive, but the reason we believe that the only way to God is through Jesus is because that's what Jesus said. So we're stuck with that. And we say, okay, well, that must be true if Jesus said it. Jesus said in John 14:6, "I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father but by me." Jesus was saying, if you want to get to God, if you want to get to where God lives in heaven, he says, it's through me, Jesus said. But there are many, many, many different kinds of stories of how people come to Jesus. Jesus also said that no one can come to him, to Jesus, unless God draws them. I think a lot of people have done religious things and claimed to know Jesus, and God has never drawn them. We call that conviction. The convicting power of God is where someone says, I need to know Jesus. I need to give my life to Jesus. The only reason a person will ever believe that or think that they need Jesus is because God convicts them. So lots of people come from the north, the south, the east, and the west. Some people come through church, and some people just out in the way. Lots of different ways. Sometimes they picked up a New Testament and read it. Sometimes they had a family member that they were observing who knew Jesus. Now, I've got 3 ropes here, and I've got them tied together. And I'm going to untie them, take the knot out here, and I want to show you that all of these ropes appear to be the same size. If I compare this rope to the next rope, it looks like it's just the same size. And if I take both of those ropes and compare it to this one. But I'm finding that tell me the story of Jesus, that when you meet Jesus, you'll have your own story. The Bible calls it your testimony. One of the most important things that you can ever do in your Christian life is to tell other people how you came to Jesus. People God used, events that happened, things that you heard, things that you believed, what God did in your life to ultimately bring you to that one person who could take you to him. We don't all have the same story. It's not like making cookie cutters, or it's not like making McDonald's hamburgers, that they're all just exactly alike. We're all different kinds of people. And God, even though I can't have a close relationship with all the people I even know, God has the ability to have a personal relationship with every single person as if they were the only person in the world. Let me bundle these up. What I advise people to do is learn how to tell their story of how God came to them and drew them to Christ and how Jesus saves. the story of Jesus in your life. My story, we all have a different kind of story. I tell them that, first of all, develop what you might call the short story. It's very brief, very concise, and very short. I was 14 years of age, and I heard someone preach the gospel of Jesus Christ for the very first time. I had probably heard lessons and sermons, but someone preached the gospel, and I heard it, and I believed it. That's my short story. Even though my family didn't attend church very much, very, very seldom, I had a very godly grandmother, and she was very devout. And all of my life, I saw her pray. I saw her sing. I heard her sing about Jesus, and I heard her read the Bible to me. And I know also that she prayed for me every day that I would come to know. I'm glad she's with Jesus now. But she not only got to see me and Terry married, but she was able to be present when I was ordained into the pastoral ministry, and before God took her. She's a part of my longer story, and there are other people in my life like her. But as I've grown older in Christ, and as I'm more mature now, I know that there are many, many other things that God was using and things that God was doing in my life to bring me to Him. Now, I have written that story down, and I'm always adding to it because I'm always remembering more and more things about it. But I want you to one day be able to read that whole long story of my life in Christ. Not that I'm anybody important. I'm not special, but Jesus is special. And I hope that, too, that you will always treasure and cherish what God is doing in your life right now. Be able to tell people, maybe just have a few minutes, this is what's important to me, and tell them the story of Jesus. If you have a little more time, tell them a little bit more. Have different ways all through your life, not of talking about yourself or talking about how important you are, all the good things you may or may not have done. Don't even talk about all the bad things you've done that Jesus saved you from. Tell the story of Jesus. There are many, many stories, but they all lead to Christ, and He's the only way to the Father. You think about what God has already done in your life and what He is going to do. Thank you. I appreciate you coming down. You can go back and sit with me. And I'll go back there and sit on the wire on the spring. Okay, Danny, come and continue to lead us in worship.